Washington Commanders get a much-needed bounce-back victory at home, even without Jaden Daniels in the lineup here in Week 3 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Final score, 41-24. Today we're going to be breaking down the events of today's game, my takeaways, and I'll be giving away my game balls at the end of today's show as well. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We got extensive post-game coverage for you guys, not only today, but for every single Commanders game that is played this year. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will start with a very extensive injury list for the Washington Commanders. 5 players left the game with injuries and did not return. Terry McLaurin, Will Harris, Percy Butler, Marshawn Lattimore, and Trey Amos all left with some sort of injuries. And obviously, the major concerns are Terry McLaurin, who is by far and away the best receiver on this football team. Really hoping that he is okay. Otherwise, I would really expect Washington to maybe be working the phones, trying to get another receiver in this building if he has to miss time. Also, the secondary. You lose 2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks for a group that has struggled at times during this season. So that's certainly a little bit of a concern. We will have you guys updated with the latest surrounding these players, as well as some other players that didn't play today. Brandon Coleman, Jaden Daniels, Noah Brown, John Bates. A ton of players are out on this football team right now with injuries. And it balanced out a little bit. They're coming in. There was a lot of offensive injuries. Now there's quite a few injuries in the secondary. Hopefully we can get healthy as soon as we possibly can here in Washington. But we'll start here with my list of takeaways. And we'll start with Marcus Mariota, man. And every single time this guy is called upon to play starting quarterback for this football team, he thrives. He goes out there, and I think every game that he has started, they have scored over 30 points. He's not trying to do too much. You can tell that he still has his athleticism with him. Had some really nice runs today. Did have a fumble today, but overall, Marcus Mariota, I think, showed without a question of a doubt, it's one of the best backup quarterbacks in the National Football League, and this offense is more than functional with him as this team's starting quarterback. He goes through his progressions well. He's a very good fit for Cliff Kingsbury's scheme here in Washington. In fact, in future years, when Mariota is a free agent, I would expect Mariota to potentially be like a bridge quarterback option for whatever team Cliff Kingsbury ends up taking a head coaching job from, just because he knows this offense inside out and backwards. You can tell that watching him on the game today, and he played fantastically. And because of that, I think the Commanders can take their time with Jaden Daniels, bringing him back. And I think that's why they were so comfortable playing Mariota this week. Now, the Raiders defense, not very good, not very good up front outside of Max Crosby, not very good in the secondary. You exploited that today quite a bit. But I got to say, man, Marcus Mariota knows what he's doing, and this offense, really doesn't skip a beat when he is out there. So, Jaden Daniels is somebody that is obviously a dynamic threat. Need him to win a Super Bowl this year. I don't see Marcus Mariota leading this team to a Super Bowl or anything like that. But I think if they wanted to play Marcus Mariota next week, play it safe with Jaden Daniels versus the Atlanta Falcons, who, by the way, lost 30-0 versus the Carolina freaking Panthers today. I would be perfectly okay with that. Also, I thought the offensive line stepped up in a big way. After a really tough performance against a really good pass rush there in the Green Bay Packers, Chris Paul had to get the start today at left guard with Brandon Coleman out. Andrew Wiley started ahead of Nick Allegretti at right guard. He hadn't played to this point in the season. Josh Connerly Jr. had to go up against Max Crosby, and, Crosby had a decent day, had a sack and 2 TFLs, but it certainly wasn't like a game-wrecking type of performance. And Laramie Tunsil looked fantastic at left tackle today. So I think that this offensive line really had a great performance. They were great run blocking. They were great pass protecting. But talking about the run game here, with Brian Robinson Jr. being traded and now Austin Eckler out for the season with an Achilles tear, I liked the committee that they had today. And Marcus Mariota certainly put up Jaden Daniels-esque type of rushing production. So I think we got a little snippet of what this is going to look like here with Jeremy McNichols, Chris Rodriguez Jr., and Bill Krosky-Merritt in kind of this new committee that they have at running back. Jeremy McNichols, man, what a touchdown run today, by the way. 60-yard touchdown run, breaking tackles, multiple Raiders just bouncing off of him, and then he's got the breakaway speed. I'm telling you, man, Jeremy McNichols is one of the better supplementary running back options in the league. He played really well when there was running back injuries to this team last year. People forget about that. And 78 yards on 4 carries is pretty freaking good. Then Chris Rodriguez Jr. played a lot early on in this game. Thought played pretty darn well. Decent average there of 3.5 yards per carry, and I think that he's certainly somebody that can move the pile. But, and then also Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Bill also had a pretty decent day today. Had a touchdown. Wasn't as efficient as the other two running backs today, and it definitely seems like this Commanders team wants to make him earn a true, spotlight role at the running back position. They're going to be going to a committee here, at least for the time being. So if you have in fantasy, I would say you can't probably rely on that rushing touchdown every week. But it's still nice to see that this run game getting over 200 yards rushing, including Mariota's contribution today. Certainly, this run game is back to what we're used to seeing from these guys. Then we get to special teams here, and I think we have something here in Jalen Lane, guys. He hasn't been much as a receiver these first three games. He dropped a potential touchdown grab, a contested touchdown grab in the end zone today. But as a punt returner, this is why they brought him in, man. He is dynamic with the ball in his hands. He is super fast. Returned one for a touchdown today, returned another one for a really great gain. Being able to flip the field like that, have special teams touchdowns like that, it's going to be a big-time game changer, especially when this team gets into the postseason. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, I thought this defense had great plans for both Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty. Neither of them got over 100 yards today, and those are really the two guys on this offense that can really break your back, and the Commanders, to their credit, didn't let that happen. They had a better plan this week to address the tight ends than compared to what they had versus Tucker Kraft and the Green Bay Packers. That was a big key to victory of mine this week, so it was nice to see this team hold, the number one running back in this class to just 63 yards on 17 carries. He had an okay day overall, 3.7, but he didn't really have any super explosive runs. I think his long of the day was 18 yards. Jeanty's a pretty talented fellow, so to stop him to just 63 yards is an accomplishment. And Brock Bowers, man, like 38 yards on 4 catches. I mean, that's pretty darn good, man. Now, that's obviously averaging close to a first down a catch, but Brock Bowers is like their Cooper Kupp, like the guy that they want to send a lot of volume towards, a lot of opportunities. He only gets 4 catches today. That is a big-time accomplishment by this Commanders defense. Also, this defense, give them their flowers for their pass rush. This pass rush and this defensive line, man, this has been the best part of this Commanders defense to this point this year, and they showed up again. 5 sacks on quarterback Geno Smith. Everybody was getting it done today. Everyone from Dorrance Armstrong, who collected another sack, to Von Miller, who got Geno on the ground today, and Daron Payne just keeps bringing it, man. He keeps bringing that pain to opposing quarterbacks. He's doing a great job in run defense, doing a great job being disruptive as well. He's been one of the more impactful nose tackle types in the National Football League here through the first few weeks of the season. And when the Commanders made the move to let go of Jonathan Allen and not Daron Payne, and it was kind of the other way around where Allen was the more impactful player when he was on the field versus Daron Payne, a lot of people were like, what are we doing? We're getting rid of the wrong guy. But Daron, I mean, the praise that he has gotten from Dan Quinn and Joe Witt all throughout the offseason, he is really proving them right. He has been fantastic all throughout the first 3 games of this season. So kudos to him. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Grade today's performance from the Washington Commanders. In just a second here, I'm going to give you my game balls, but make sure you guys give me an A, B, C, D, or F. For me, I got to give this one an A-. Really good performance all around for the Washington Commanders, especially with the backup quarterback, all the injuries that they not only suffered but also came into the game with. I think overall, pretty darn good game here today. I'll give them an A or an A-. Let me know your grade down there in the comment section for today's pin question. And while you're answering that pin question at the top of the comment section, if you guys want Jaden Daniels jersey, he will be back soon, guys. If not next week, then most definitely in week 5. You can go chatsports.com/Daniels to pick up your Jaden Daniels jersey today, whether you want the old Super Bowl era jersey. We have that on our website. We also have the black alternates, and then we also have the regular home and away burgundy and whites as well. So if you guys want a Jaden Daniels jersey for your closet today, go chatsports.com/Daniels. Part of the proceeds go to us here at Chat Sports to help us keep this content free, do all the stuff that we do here at Chat Sports. So if you guys want to get Jaden Daniels jersey and you want to help out the channel, chatsports.com/Daniels. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. First game ball goes to the guy who was playing against his former team today and got his revenge, Marcus Mariota. Really a good performance from Marcus today. We talked about it in the takeaways section, but he just looked in control. He made the correct reads. He did put the ball in harm's way once by fumbling it, but that was after a really explosive running play. Had over 200 yards passing, added another big chunk of that on the ground, had a touchdown. Very good game manager type, all right? And when Cliff Kingsbury can scheme guys open and he's got a clean pocket, he's going to deliver an accurate strike, all right? And he can still provide some of the Jaden Daniels run game stuff, not at the same level, but, still very effectively. So putting up 41 points in any football game for a backup quarterback is extremely impressive. I don't care who the other team is playing on the other side. So kudos to Marcus Mariota. He gets his revenge, and he gets a game ball. Then Jeremy McNichols. We talked about McNichols' big run, the big-time run for the touchdown. That was fantastic stuff from Jeremy McNichols. Expect to see a lot of him in the weeks to come. I'll also give a game ball to Luke McCaffrey. Now, his touchdown came later in the game. It came, in kind of garbage time when the team was already up 2 scores. But it's just nice to see Luke get into the action today. Had 3 catches for 56 yards, and he got that touchdown at the end. It was a big play, explosive touchdown as well. So hopefully in the weeks to come, especially if Terry McLaurin is out, you're going to need Luke McCaffrey to step up in a big way. So I'll give him a game ball. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. I still got a couple more game balls to give out. But make sure you click that thumbs up icon to celebrate this Week 3 win for the Washington Commanders. Then we get into the rest of our game balls here. Bobby Wagner had 2 sacks today. I thought he looked pretty decent in coverage. He was a big reason why they were able to be able to slow down Brock Bowers as well. Good in run defense as always, and he was a big part of shutting down Ashton Genty. So Bobby Wagner gets one. Dorrance Armstrong gets one today for a really good start to the season. He's had a sack in all 3 of the first games of this year for the Washington Commanders, and he has been a very consistent force at defensive end in this defense. And then Jalen Lane for the punt return touchdown here today was phenomenal. Phenomenal in that role. That's really the role that I saw him playing, at least just in his rookie season. He still has a little ways to go as a receiver, but if he keeps playing like he did today on special teams, he's going to be a very, very potent special teams player for many years to come. So who's your MVP? Let me know down there in the comment section. Who was today's MVP for the Washington Commanders? Give me a name down there in the comment section. Definitely a lot of names to talk about today. I thought Debo had a good game special teams wise today. I thought that Cliff got very creative today. I thought Marcus did a good job finding different receivers and keeping the chains moving. And of course, just a lot of really explosive plays, which is what we want to see. So let me know who your MVP is down there in the comment section. And it just feels good to be back in the 40-point kind of category of teams. I know you played the Raiders, who is not a fantastic team, and you're playing a tougher defense next week versus the Atlanta Falcons. But, guys, they lost 30-0 versus the Carolina Panthers today. I know they were on the road, but Michael Penix Jr. is really struggling to start this season. I think that's going to allow this pass rush in the Commanders defense to have another feel-good game next weekend. Can't take anyone lightly, but I definitely like the Commanders' chances heading into Week 4 at this point. If you win next week, you're sitting at 3-1, and you're sitting pretty. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this post-game reaction show here on the Commanders Report. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Commanders content, hopefully some injury updates, some film takeaways after I have a chance to take a look at the film tonight. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. Until next time, guys, hail to the Commanders.